Hey, what's going on, my people? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Kyle the Rancher. Thank you for watching The Curious African today. Tonight, I want to take you through a story of how to actually construct a worker's house at your goat farm. It might not be just a goat farm, it could be a cattle farm, it could be crops, but you need to put up a simple house in which they can stay and they can be comfortable but still take care of your farm, your goats, your chicken, your sheep, your cows. There is a way to do it, and cheaply. Tonight, I'm going to be taking you through this story on how to construct this farm from step one to the very last step, but the most importantly, how much it would actually cost you to put up a structure like this. And after this, I'm going to be taking you through how to construct a proper goat's house cheaply with as little funds as you can think of. So the very first thing, of course, that I did was to hire a local engineer who knows how to measure these types of houses. It's not actually that simple. It actually looks really simple, but man, somebody has to actually come and give you their expertise at a fee, and we agreed at 150,000 shillings. That is from inception up to roofing, and we agreed 150,000. Now 150,000 is not that much money. It's something that you just spend for lunch somewhere at a good restaurant. Now don't worry about the Ugandan shillings. I am going to be translating everything into dollars at the end of this video, so if you are interested in knowing how much 150,000 shillings, I'm going to be letting you know how much it is at the end of this video in dollars, so you can relate. Then after he had measured everything and everything looked comfortable with me, of course he marked where the holes are supposed to be. So after marking how many holes were supposed to be dug, I went ahead and looked for a few boys on the village who came and helped me dig the holes. As you can see, it wasn't that easy. It was actually hard. In most instances, we even had to fetch water and pour in the holes so we could make them a bit easier to dig. And that's what we did. It took us about 2 days to finish these holes that you see. You can even see a jerrycan there. So the good thing is that here at the farm, I was so lucky that there is piped water here at the farm. Now, before the holes were dug, the very first thing I did, of course, was to contract someone who was going to get for me the poles, because the poles were not easy to get as well. The good thing about these poles is that I did not have to buy them because the trees were already on the land. I have a lot of trees on the land, but I had to get somebody who could cut the trees down and make poles out of those trees, because I needed about 70 poles and he made those poles for 500 each. So it was really simple. At about 35,000 shillings, I had the job done. I had my 70 poles, and of course after that I had to rehire him to carry these poles to the location. So each pole was as well going for about 200 shillings. So now you can see I didn't really spend much. I spent about maybe roughly 15,000 shillings to carry all the 70 poles and put them on the location. Now immediately after that, of course, as you can see, we had to fix the poles in each hole, and it took us about a day. We were already done. The holes cost me 50,000 shillings, but of course I had to feed the boys, and like a 20,000 had to go on food and drinks. And then of course after that I had to buy nails, about 6 kilos of nails, each at 7,000 shillings, which totaled up to like 42,000 shillings. Shortly after that, I had to look for timber that I would use for roofing, about 24 pieces according to the engineer. So I went ahead and I got 24 pieces. Each was going for about 3,000, and in total it was about 72,000 shillings, and like 10k transporting the timber. for roofing. And then of course shortly after that I had to look for roofing nails, about 3 kilograms. Each costs 7,000 where we are right now in the village, so that's about 21,000 shillings. Then after that I had to buy iron sheets. He asked me for 12 iron sheets. As you can see, the house is one-sided because that's how most people down here actually build their simple houses, because it's within their budget. That's what they can afford, you understand? So it's not that simple. Most homes actually down here in the village, especially in the areas of Chenjojo and Kamwenge area, most of these houses are actually one-sided, and this is how we're going to build. Since it's what we're used to, I'm also going to build something like this. When you go to Rome, you act like the Romans do. So definitely I had to fit in and build something that's affordable, that's acceptable for the workers at the farm. So the iron sheets cost me 25,000 each. 25,000 times 12, it gives you 300,000 shillings. And of course I had to add like a 10k to just transport them from the shop. Now all this money that I've just mentioned actually totals up to 860,000 shillings only. This is still less than 1 million shillings. 840,000 so far to get to this level that you're seeing here. After buying the iron sheets, after doing all this, 860,000 shillings. Now let's go into the next phase. The next phase was to look for reeds, because you have to look for reeds. I don't know what you call them in your area, but it looks like overgrown napier. So these reeds are used to fasten the poles. They hold the poles together, and then later you put in mud in between these reeds, yeah, so to actually make a strong wall. So I had to look for 800 pieces, and they sell them in 100s. So each 100 cost me 10,000. So I had to look for 80,000 shillings to get 8 rounds of 100s. After that, they have something that they use down here, something that I'd never seen. The way they fasten the reeds to the poles, from the experience that I have, the things that I've seen, in most villages the reeds are fastened by banana fibers, but this area is especially infested with a lot of termites and ants. So what they do is that they do not use banana fiber, they use mosquito nets instead. So I was advised to get 3 mosquito nets. I went ahead and I got 3 mosquito nets, each at 3,000 shillings. It all actually took 10,000 shillings in total. And then of course after that I had to agree with the same man who cut the poles, the same man who cut the reeds, to actually fix the reeds to the poles. So he asked me for 50,000 shillings. We agreed, it was all good, and then he started fixing. And I intentionally wanted to actually first fix the iron sheets before I could fix the reeds. You might ask me why, but the sun at that time was insane and I wanted some roof, to be honest. And then fixing the reeds began. So this took a couple days. This is after a few days, the man came and fixed the reeds to the poles. Everything looks exquisite. Look how well done it is. So as you can see, the reeds have been fixed now and it looks all good. Now this house is about 20 feet long by about 6 feet. It's actually 6 by 20. Now when you look inside the house, it looks good. It looks well done. At the back, I'm going to be putting one window that can look direct into the goat's house, that you can see that they're constructing right here. There'll be a window at the back and 2 windows in front, and of course 3 doors, because you can see that the house has 2 bedrooms. It's 2 bedrooms and 1 living room. So one of the 2 bedrooms is mine. I'm just gonna be there, chill once in a while. If it rains, if the sun is too hard, I will definitely be there most of the times, though not all the time, because I have so many other commitments on the main farm. I have so much. I have cows, I have coffee, I have gardens, I have milk, I have everything to handle. So it's not that simple to be at the goats farm all the time, but I'll do my very best because I've already got somebody who will be taking care of these goats. Eventually, I want to make this thing bigger. I want to do zero grazing of the goats. I want to do a breeding farm as well. We have 20 acres in this area, so imagine what I could do, 20 acres on a zero grazing farm of goats. So God willing, we'll be able to perhaps have about 1,000 here, but 20 acres can only hold like 300 to 400 goats if you're doing free range. I'll try as much as I can to do semi-intensive for now. So I'll have to grow some Napier, I'll have to grow some Chloris Guyana, I'll have to grow some alfalfa on the lower side to make sure that the goats get a balanced diet. And, they'll be worth your money. You understand? But for now, we're going to go semi-intensive for the beginning. And of course, as God wills us, we'll be able to have a proper zero grazed goat population. Thank you for watching.